Imagine a successful entrepreneur, living a life full of luxury, business and achievements, but with an emptiness in his heart that he doesn't know how to fill. For Carlos, Christmas had always been an insignificant date, just another day on the calendar, one he preferred to ignore. But this year, his partners convinced him to organize a charity event, and he found himself forced to spend Christmas night at an event he considered more of an obligation than a celebration. However, everything changes when he meets Maria, the mysterious chef hired to prepare the meal for the event. With her deep eyes and an air of mystery surrounding her, Maria seems to hide a secret that makes her different from everyone around her. Throughout the night, as the Christmas lights illuminate the mansion, secrets from her past begin to surface, and Carlos finds himself increasingly drawn to her. Who is this woman who, despite her skills in the kitchen, carries such a heavy emotional weight? And will the Christmas spirit be able to heal the wound she carries? Between furtive glances and conversations filled with tension, the fate of both seems intertwined by something greater than mere chance. Get ready for a story full of mystery, emotional revelations, and the transformative power of love. When secrets come to light and Christmas brings the chance to start over, you'll be surprised by what the future holds. What happens when a man who didn't believe in the power of Christmas is about to discover that the true gift of Christmas could be a love capable of healing even the deepest wounds? Carlos Mercado was a successful and well-known entrepreneur in the tech industry in Manila, the capital of the Philippines. At 40 years old, he had it all: a business empire, a luxurious mansion in Quezon City, and what seemed like a perfect life. But deep inside, Carlos felt an emptiness. Christmas, for him, was just a distraction, a time when he isolated himself from everything and everyone. He tried to ignore the feelings of loneliness, but this year, his partners convinced him to host a charity event in Taguig to celebrate the season. Reluctantly, Carlos agreed, but he wasn't truly excited about the idea. Carlos's mansion was transformed for the event. Sparkling lights decorating every corner, a large Christmas tree in the main hall, and a table full of treats. His friends and business partners began to arrive, but Carlos remained distant, observing the event from afar. He couldn't connect with the joy around him and wondered if this Christmas event could truly make a difference in his life. That's when she appeared. A woman of striking presence, yet serene. She entered the room with calm confidence, dressed in her chef's uniform, and immediately caught Carlos's attention. Her name was Maria Santos, the chef hired to prepare the Christmas feast. Her reserved demeanor and intense eyes seemed to hide more than just a professional. Maria had an air of mystery that, unintentionally, sparked Carlos's curiosity. She was different from anyone he knew. As she moved skillfully through the kitchen, Carlos watched her from a distance, trying to understand what it was about her that attracted him so. When he finally approached to greet her, Maria looked up, her gaze soft yet cautious. "Good evening, Mr. Mercado. I hope the food is to your liking," she said in a calm voice that hid something. "I'm sure it will be wonderful," Carlos replied, still intrigued. He didn't know exactly what made her so interesting, but he felt there was much more to Maria than she was letting on. As the night progressed and the Christmas party unfolded, Carlos couldn't take his eyes off Maria. She was focused on her work, making sure the dishes were perfect, and seemed to have everything under control. While the guests were enjoying themselves, Carlos found himself increasingly fascinated by the mysterious woman who was overseeing the meal. She didn't seem like everyone else at the party. Her discreet demeanor and skill in the kitchen gave her an aura of secrecy. When dinner was served, Maria appeared at ease, but Carlos noticed a hidden tension in her eyes. He wanted to understand what made her so different, so distant from everyone else. Even amid the festivities and the joy of others, Maria seemed isolated in her own world. Driven by curiosity and an inexplicable impulse, Carlos approached her again, this time with the intention of striking up a conversation. "Maria," he began, trying to sound casual, though there was still a tone of curiosity in his voice. The food was excellent. I've never had something so good at an event like this. You really have a rare talent. Maria smiled, but the expression in her eyes didn't match her kindness. Thank you very much, Mr. Mercado. I just do my job, she replied, but there was something in her voice indicating she wasn't completely open to the conversation. Carlos, trying to break the ice, pressed on. May I ask, Maria, what brought you into this profession? It seems like there's something in your gaze that I can't quite understand. I'm curious about people who have that special touch. She hesitated for a moment, her expression becoming more closed. I don't like to talk much about it, Mr. Mercado. There are things from my past that I prefer to keep away from here. All I know is that, in the kitchen, I can control things. Here, I can stay in my corner without bringing the past to the surface. Carlos felt a sense of empathy but also a growing need to understand what she was hiding. You have something that the rest of us can't see. There's something about you, something that doesn't fit with what's expected of a chef at a luxury event like this. Maria sighed, as if weighing each word. I don't belong to this world, Mr. Mercado. This luxury, this life of appearances. To me, it's all fake. What really matters are the simple, genuine moments, and that's what I try to bring with my food. I'm not a person for these events. I'd rather stay behind the scenes, where I can work without anyone seeing me. Carlos looked at her with a new perception. He knew there was something in her past that made her pull away, but he also realized that perhaps Christmas was the perfect time to uncover those secrets and heal the wound she carried. But what could this secret be? And would Christmas be the key to unraveling it all? As Christmas night continued, the party went on with laughter and lively conversations. However, Carlos couldn't focus on anything else but Maria. He watched her as she supervised the kitchen and helped the other staff with the table arrangements. She moved with ease, but there was something about her that suggested detachment, as if the event was something temporary, something she didn't truly belong to. He felt that she was trying to keep her focus on her work, but he also knew that the words she had said earlier, about wanting to keep the past distant, were just the tip of the iceberg. Maria had a secret, and he was determined to learn more. When the party settled down into a quieter moment, Carlos approached Maria again, this time while she was alone in the kitchen, wiping down the surfaces. He could no longer ignore the curiosity consuming him. He didn't know what attracted him to her. Perhaps it was her hidden vulnerability or the mystery in her eyes. Something in him felt that, just like him, she was carrying a weight that could only be alleviated by someone willing to listen. Maria, he began, his voice softer than before. I'm not the type to invade people's privacy, but I have to ask, why do you keep so much of your past a secret? Maria looked up, surprised that he had touched on that point, but didn't pull away. She seemed resigned, as if she knew that sooner or later, someone would ask. She sighed and with a barely audible voice said, My past is not something I would like to share, Mr. Mercado. But maybe I should tell you. You're right, it's no use trying to hide it any longer. Carlos felt a tightness in his chest, but his curiosity grew stronger. If you want, I'm here to listen, Maria. What happened? Maria hesitated as if reliving painful memories, before she began. I grew up in a small village in Tagate with my mother. My father left when I was very young, and my mother worked hard to support me. When I was 20, I was forced to leave home and leave my mother behind because of an incident that happened in the village. A scandal involving my name, and the shame was too much for my mother to handle. I came to Manila to try to start over, away from it all. But the weight of what happened still haunts me. Carlos listened in silence, feeling a deep empathy for her. So you started a new life here, away from the eyes of others. Maria nodded. Yes. But somehow the past never leaves us. There's always something that reminds us of where we came from. And I can't leave it behind, not completely. That's why I prefer to hide behind the kitchen, where I can control everything. Carlos was thoughtful. He knew she had suffered greatly, but he also felt that behind her pain, there was a strength she couldn't see. Christmas is about new beginnings, Maria. Maybe it's time for you to finally leave the past behind. On Christmas night, as the guests began to disperse, Carlos felt that something had shifted in his perspective. Maria's words echoed in his mind, and he knew that, even amidst her pain, she still carried a strength he could barely comprehend. He approached her once more, this time with a clearer intention. He wanted to help her release the burden she carried. "Maria," he said, his voice firm and steady, "what happened in the past was painful, but it doesn't have to define you. I see you, not just as the chef, but as an incredible person, with a future ahead of you. Maybe what you need, what we both need, is to leave the past where it belongs and move forward." Maria looked at him with a gaze filled with emotions, but also with a new spark of hope in her eyes. "I know, Carlos. But sometimes it's hard. The fear of being judged again, of being rejected. I've lived with that for so long." Carlos stepped closer, closer than before. "I see you, Maria, as someone much more than the mistakes of the past. We all have a story, but it doesn't need to be our burden. Not with someone by our side." Maria looked at him, still hesitant, but something within her was shifting. She didn't know what the future held for them, but in that moment, something inside her was beginning to let go. Perhaps it was the first time in years that she felt the true possibility of healing. Maybe Christmas, that festive and meaningful event, was indeed the key to the transformation she so desperately needed. Carlos, for his part, was beginning to realize that, like Maria, he too had things that needed resolution. Christmas, in its essence, could be the perfect time to leave the past behind and start over. He knew that, although the secrets of Maria's past were heavy, perhaps together, they could build a better future. After Christmas night, things between Carlos and Maria seemed to have changed, but there was still a long road ahead. They hadn't spoken about what had transpired between them in the kitchen that night, but Carlos felt that there was something different in the air. He couldn't stop thinking about her, and she seemed more at ease, more open, yet still a little distant. In the following days, Carlos began to make small gestures. He knew Maria didn't want to be treated differently, but he felt that he needed to offer her more than just empty words. He asked her to accompany him to an important meeting, where she would have the chance to showcase her skills not just as a chef, but also as a woman with vision, something he already knew she had. Maria hesitated. She didn't want to get more involved than necessary, but something inside her pushed her to accept the invitation. Perhaps it was the way Carlos saw her now. He didn't treat her just as an employee or a chef. He saw her as a complete person, with her own worth. The meeting took place in an elegant hotel in Mercado, and during the event, Maria stood out with her intelligence and presence. When she made a creative suggestion that impressed everyone, Carlos felt a wave of admiration. He knew she had so much more to offer than she admitted. Little by little, she was starting to open up to a new future, and Carlos wanted to be part of it. When the event was over, Carlos led her to the hotel balcony. The view of the illuminated city was stunning, but for Maria, nothing compared to what was happening inside her. She looked at him, her heart racing. "I never imagined I could be here, doing this. I always thought I was trapped by my past." Carlos observed her closely. "You're not trapped by anything anymore, Maria. The past is just that, the past. What matters is what you do with the present. You have the power to rewrite your story." She felt the weight of his words, and for the first time, she believed that maybe it was possible to start over, not just in her work, but in her personal life too. The fear she had of being rejected slowly began to fade, replaced by the hope of a lighter, more open future. As another Christmas approached, Carlos and Maria grew closer. Every day, she felt more comfortable in her own skin. Carlos, who had always been focused solely on business, began to see life differently. He no longer saw Christmas as an empty event, but as an opportunity for renewal and healing, both for him and for Maria. On Christmas night, after a charity event in Tagwig, they found themselves together again in the kitchen, where it all began. Maria was preparing a simple meal for the two of them, away from the spotlight and the crowds. The atmosphere was calm and cozy. The Christmas lights gently shimmered in every corner, creating an intimate and warm ambience. "You've done something for me that I didn't think was possible, Maria," Carlos began as she stirred the pot. "You've shown me that life isn't just about working until you're drained, that there are moments to connect, to truly live. Christmas isn't about what we give materially, but what we give from the heart." Maria paused for a moment, her hands suspended in the air. She looked at him, her eyes a little teary. "I've learned from you too, Carlos. You've made me see that I'm not defined by my past. I can be more than the mistakes I made, more than the pain I carried. You've shown me that there's space for forgiveness, both of myself and from others." Those words, simple yet profound, were like a healing balm. Christmas, which had once seemed a reminder of lost things and pain for both of them, was now a celebration of the new. Maria had not only healed the wounds of the past, but she had also opened her heart to the possibility of a different future. A future where she was no longer alone and where people didn't judge her, but supported her. Carlos, in turn, didn't know what the future held, but he felt that finally, he had found something more precious than any professional achievement. He had found someone with whom he could share his life. Maria wasn't just a woman with a mysterious past. She was the woman who showed him what truly mattered. He approached her, gently touching her face. "This Christmas is different, Maria. And the only thing I know is that I want to continue this journey with you. No matter what the future brings. We are here now." Maria smiled, her expression serene and full of hope. "Yes, Carlos. We are here. And together, we can start anew." That Christmas became a turning point in Carlos and Maria's lives. Everything that had once seemed distant and unattainable was now within reach. The pain of Maria's past, the scars from what she had lived through, began to heal, and with Carlos by her side, she finally felt free to move forward. For Carlos, Christmas was no longer a reminder of the loneliness he carried. It was now a celebration of new beginnings, redemption, and true connection. They spent the day together, mixing casual conversations and silent moments, where words were unnecessary. The chemistry between them was palpable, and Carlos knew without a doubt that the love he felt for Maria was not something he wanted to let go of. He felt that she had healed parts of him he didn't even know were broken. On New Year's Eve, Carlos invited her for a walk along the Manila waterfront, away from the parties and hustle. They walked side by side, enjoying the fresh sea breeze and the calm of the night. "Maria," Carlos began, his tone more serious, "I'm not good with words, but you've made me believe that it's possible to start over. I don't know what the future holds for us, but I know I want to live it by your side." Maria looked at him, feeling a peace within herself that she had never experienced before. "I want that too, Carlos. Christmas brought me more than I expected, and by your side, I feel I can be who I truly am, without fear of the past. This is my Christmas gift. A new beginning." They stopped by the water's edge, the sound of the waves gently breaking in front of them. In that moment, both of them knew they were starting something new, together. The future, with all its mysteries, seemed full of possibilities, and for the first time, neither of them felt afraid. As the new year began, Carlos and Maria became inseparable. They continued to support each other, both in small victories and the challenges life presented them. Maria was no longer the mysterious woman in the kitchen. She was now a woman ready to live her truth, alongside Carlos, without fear and without any more secrets. And Carlos, for his part, found the peace he had long been searching for in Maria. The Christmas event that had started as a simple year-end celebration transformed into something much bigger. It was the turning of a page in their lives, where both discovered that the true spirit of Christmas wasn't in gifts or parties, but in forgiveness, healing, and the love that can blossom even after the hardest storms. Carlos finally understood what had always been missing in his life. He didn't need more success or more professional achievements. What he truly needed was genuine love, someone to share not only the good times but also the challenges of life. And Maria, who had thought she would never be able to leave the weight of the past behind, now walked toward the future with courage and confidence. On a quiet summer evening, as the sun set on the horizon of Manila, Carlos looked at Maria with a genuine smile. "I never imagined something as simple as a Christmas event could change my life this way," he said, gently touching her face. "You changed everything for me." Maria smiled back, her eyes full of gratitude. "I didn't know I needed someone like you, Carlos. Christmas didn't just heal the wounds of my past, it also gave me a new chance for the future. And now, by your side, I know I can be who I've always wanted to be." And so, with a new beginning and a future full of hope, Carlos and Maria walked together into whatever life had in store for them, knowing that, with love and trust, they would be able to face any challenge that came their way. And so, the Christmas night became a moment of healing and new beginnings for Carlos and Maria. What started as a simple charity event revealed itself as an opportunity to discover the true meaning of Christmas and love. Maria, with her past full of secrets and pain, finally found forgiveness and the chance to rewrite her story. Carlos, who had always lived in search of success and power, now knew that what truly mattered was genuine love, a true connection with another person. For them, Christmas was more than just a date, it was a new beginning. What seemed like the end of one journey was, in fact, only the beginning of a new life for both of them. Now, with healed hearts, they were ready to face the future together, without any more secrets, only the truth and love that bound them together. If you were moved by this story of redemption and true love, don't forget to like the video and share it with anyone you know who could use a little Christmas magic. Comment below on what you thought of this transformation journey. And of course, subscribe to the channel for more heartwarming stories. Christmas is a time of renewal, and we're just getting started. See you next time.